Success 101 Podcast.
What's going on? What's going on? I'm so excited to be back here with you guys today. You can probably see my background there, something that I'm really excited about. Well, maybe you can see the background if I get out of the way here. The Quantum Leap Project. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time. If you guys don't know what a quantum leap is, it's a change in direction, many times very suddenly in a similar direction of what you're going already. So that's what I look for when I'm speaking with my clients, when I'm coaching people, whenever I'm doing all the things that I'm doing out there that I hope make many of you better. It's basically looking at becoming whatever version of yourself you can be to make a quantum leap happen. Again, a sudden change, a sudden momentum shift in direction, oftentimes in the same direction you're already going. So what that means is if you're looking at a graph, I know the camera's backwards here, but if you're looking at a graph, that means you're going in this direction and then boom, you got a quantum leap that takes you even further in that direction and gets you even further down the path of where you want to go. And that's what I want to do. So I'm starting the Quantum Leap Project. I'm doing this over on Facebook. That's where I've got the biggest audience that I can do that with over there. It just doesn't make sense on some of the other social platforms. But I'm starting a group that if you guys want to join and be part of this is going to be a no-nonsense group, okay? It's going to allow you to collaborate. It's going to allow you to send ideas to each other. It's going to allow you to post things. It's going to be like kind of a Facebook within Facebook as far as groups go, but for high achievement, high performers that want really none of the no nonsense there. So if you are interested, head over to my Facebook website, not the Success 101 page, but head over to my actual Facebook site, Jared Warren, facebook.com/Jared Warren, and shoot me a message. I've already had quite a few people send me messages today, so that's very exciting, very high performance, peak performance people that want to be part of this. It's going to be big and you're going to want to be part of it. So that's very, very exciting. Where'd my books go? I had books here. So real quick today, I don't have a lot to share with you today. I ran out of time. Was busy on a lot of other things today and ran out of time, but there were three things I wanted to make sure I shared with you. If you guys can see this, the lighting's going to keep you from being able to see this. So the book that I've got here is called The Defining Decade. Everything's backwards in the camera. I hate that. The Defining Decade, if you can see that there in the light. Basically why your 20s matter and how to make the most of them now. So I did what most people probably do when they get a book like this. I'm 35 years old. I get a book about being in your 20s and why that matters. What I do, I threw it over on the shelf. I was closed-minded. I was closed off. But then I started thinking about it and I was like, wait a minute. I run an office full of 20-something-year-old people. Maybe I should take a look at this. And what it did was it turned out to be an incredibly awesome book. I would encourage you guys to get it for a couple of reasons. Number one is it made me realize the potential that I could have had in my 20s that I blew it, okay? Didn't grow up fast enough, didn't do the right things, didn't capitalize. You know, a lot of the stuff in here wasn't really around a lot whenever I was in the 20s, like social media, the way that it is now. So some of those things I couldn't have capitalized on, but the things that I could have capitalized on, I didn't. And so it made me realize that in my 30s, even though I'm halfway through my 30s already, there's so many things that I don't want to miss out on in my 30s, or I want to go back and capture that I didn't get a chance to get in my 20s. It's really, really cool the way that it breaks down. I was kind of reading the back of it here before I even got on here. It says, this book provides the tools necessary to make the most of your 20s and shows how work, relationships, personality, social networks, identity, and even the brain can change more during this decade than any other time in adulthood if we use it wisely. So I would encourage you guys, if you're a manager, if you run a business like I do that has a lot of 20-something people in it, this is awesome. Meg J, PhD, Why Your 20s Matter and How to Make the Most of Them. Now it is called The Defining Decade, if you can see it there. Awesome, awesome book. Many people who follow me on social media have seen this book before, Hacking Leadership by Mike Myatt. And I'll continue to come back to this over and over and over and tell you that if you have any sort of leadership, even 1% leadership that you're directly responsible for developing, growing, coaching, building, mentoring anybody else, you got to have your hands on this book. This book is awesome. It's amazing to just see how he breaks down the leadership gap, the 11 gaps every business needs to close and the secrets to closing them quickly. So it talks about relationships in here, it talks about mindset, it talks about knowledge, it talks about culture. All of that is included in here, and I think this book is not talked about nearly enough out there in the circles that I'm in, where there are a lot of managers and leaders and other people like that out there. So I would encourage you guys, Hacking Leadership. I'm going to do a review on this, either a podcast or a video blog or something like that, a vlog. I'll do a vlog on it, but this needs to be out there. And Mike Myatt, if you're listening to any of my content out there, just know I'm going to be pressing you really hard. Thanks so much for your work on this. I really appreciate it. And then the last one, which was another one I was pretty closed off to, which is the Middle Class Millionaire. I got to get the lighting just right on this. The Middle Class Millionaire, as you can see it there. So the Middle Class Millionaire, the middle class is pretty much struggling in our society right now, and there's a lot of reasons why maybe you shouldn't read a book that's geared toward middle class and things. But again, guys, this blew me away. The Rise of the New Rich and How They're Changing America. You can see a pretty sweet sports car there on the front. You can see a boat. You can see a house. Really what it's doing is it's saying, similar to the Millionaire Next Door, which I have on my shelf back here as well. Millionaire Next Door basically just says there's a lot of millionaires living around you that you'd never know. This basically takes a lot of the thinking of the middle class, the good parts, hear me out on this, the good parts of the middle class, not all of the stuff that we don't want to be associated with out there as we're growing. I know I'm not giving this a lot of descriptors, probably not even giving it its due, but we're taking the good parts of the middle class, the things that got them to where they are today for some people, which is hard work, dedication, old school values, determination, and we're putting a new spin on that as to how the world works, how economies work, how to look at things to really help you not only become a millionaire, if that's the thing that you want to do, but make sure that you're doing it in a wise way and sustaining that over time. So those are 3 books: Middle Class Millionaire, Hacking Leadership, and then this last one, The Defining Decade. Those are all 3 that I would encourage you guys to go out and get. Again, the Quantum Leap Project, I'm starting that group over on Facebook. It's already had great response so far after only being out for, 4 hours, 3 hours now that it's been out. So I encourage you guys, if you hear this or you see this and you want to be part of that, shoot me a message. I'll be all over it, helping you get on the group if you're really serious about it. And I've got a lot of really good stuff that I'm bringing your way, not only on the Success 101 podcast, but in more videos that I'm going to be doing, talking about goal planning, as I did on my video that I released yesterday. Go over to my YouTube channel and check that out if you didn't see it yet. But just really determined more than ever to help you guys quantum leap, right? And get better, but really take this to levels that you want to go to, and that doesn't just happen by sitting around and doing a bunch of nothing. It takes books, it takes knowledge, it takes podcasts, it takes all the things that you see around you every day that you can tap into as well to explore your passion. Some of you are doing it, awesome, keep going. Some of you are not doing it. You need to get on your passions, whatever those are. And I'm going to be doing a lot more about that as we get closer to the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, and really helping you guys explore more of that. So keep tuning in. If you want to communicate directly with me, the best way to do that is email, as I've said before, info@success101podcast.com. Also check out the Success 101 podcast on Facebook, and check me out over on Instagram @Success 101 podcast. Look forward to seeing more of you guys out there as time goes on. And as always, keep sending in your thoughts, ideas, comments. It's what keeps me motivated and keeps me going. Thanks so much for all that you guys are doing in the community out there, giving me feedback as we grow and build together and just hit higher levels of peak performance. Thanks so much, guys. Go make it happen.